Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Citizens Corner. I am Jarvis, and with me, as always, is the Brillo Pad of the Soul, Lightning Dragon.
You know, I was wondering how long it would be before we started just adding different things in there. I'm surprised we made it this long, because I've actually suggested it a few times.
There you go. All the comments is like, he's so angry all the time. So yeah, why not? Now you're the Brillo Pad of the Soul until I change it again, which may happen very soon. Who knows? All right. Well, I just have a couple questions this week, or at least suggestions, comments that came up. I thought that were kind of interesting and worth addressing. First one we're gonna do here is from Blackmore, and I do apologize, sir. I know you asked us a couple weeks ago, but life's been busy, so we haven't been able to do a Citizens Corner since you asked this. So here we go. Blackmore says, with what I have seen in the game so far, people that want to play on the shady side of the law don't seem to play well with each other. Do you think this can change and people who live outside the law can have some sort of truce? How can you have a wretched den of thieves if as soon as two or more of them are inside Grimhex, they are shooting at each other? Well,
you want the short answer or the long answer?
Well, you give the short one and then we'll break it down.
All right. The short answer is no, you can't.
The long answer is it depends on the level of consequence. See, this is where having things like permadeath, insurance costs, equipment replacement costs, and things like that gets to be really important. Because if the game is essentially just like a Call of Duty game where you just run in, start blast everybody, you die, respawn, run back in, and keep shooting, it will be a non-stop melee of chaos and disorder.
Until punishment rains down from the developers.
Yeah, so, but if dying bodes that, oh, look, you got killed, so someone loots all your crap, they take your armor, they take your gun, and whatnot, it's going to have a lot more weight to it. I think people are going to be less likely to just throw caution to the wind and just start gunning people down. But I think it also comes down to a little bit of your personal reputation. If you get to be known as a pirate or a thief that when you tell them to drop their cargo and you'll let them go, and you do, and you have a reputation of being fair, like and unhonorable, then I think that reputation will carry with it a certain ability for people to align with you. But if you're that pirate or that criminal scum that goes drop your cargo and
and I'll kill you, or if you don't drop your cargo, I'll kill you. Which, by the way, I think is going to be everybody that does the pirate stuff.
I don't think it'll be everybody, but I think it'll be a fair amount. But I think
let me throw out a scenario here. If a pirate attempts to contact me and says drop your cargo or leave, unless they're in a vastly superior ship, fuck them. I'll fight for that cargo. So I don't think you're going to get into a lot of situations where like, oh, gee, I guess I'll just drop my cargo. I mean, unless they're, coming at you with a fleet of ships and stuff. And again, with how Star Citizen's going to be set up, I don't think you're really going to see that stuff. I mean, we can take an example of this from Eve in the, like with clones being expensive. Well, in Star Citizen, maybe it's doctor bills. If you die, you have a huge doctor bill, so you really don't want to die because it's expensive to be, basically brought back from the brink of death. So if you had something like that, well, yeah, you don't want to die. But at the same time, there's not going to be huge instances of thousands of people playing all on the same server.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. 50% of the equation does kind of come down to, the person that is being pirated or stolen from or whatever, what their reaction is, of course. But I think that no matter what, it comes down to consequence. The greater the consequence for basically getting into a gunfight in something like Grimhex, the greater the chance that people are going to be willing to not do something like that. So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. And we have a comment here from Thundar. You would think the turrets could just do a simple raycast. If pointing at your ship, they can't fire. I would imagine they do something similar already so that they don't fire through asteroids and hit ships on the other side, etc. That avoids the ship's weapons moving wildly as you track targets, and instead could do the can't fire while pointing at the ship thing. And that's a really good point, because I'm pretty sure that the AI when it's tracking, or you're playing against the AI Vandal or whatever, they use a detection system to know not to fire at a rock or not to fly into a rock or whatever. And so if the same system was implemented, then I don't see why they couldn't use that for the turrets as well. And definitely understand your concept of raycasting. That's a really, really good point. Aside from the whole raycasting thing, you know, the fact that what they talked about in Around the Verse, they adding back in, of course, the customizable heads-up displays, or at least the ones inside your helmet. Hopefully that will help you track targets as well. Hopefully you can get like a little radar on there. I think that's important to be able to see where your targets are, you're trying to line up and whatnot. The way things are sometimes in Star Citizen, it almost feels like, to a degree, that they're going to start expecting you to buy like head tracking gear or something like that. It starts to get that feeling.
I sure hope not.
Yeah. But you know, like when you look at the turret footage, you know, you see that you're looking up past the displays almost all the time, and that's why I really like Lightning's suggestion, basically, that it should just be on the chair, and if you rotate back, then the MFDs move with you. To me, that makes a lot of really solid sense. In fact, if you go and watch The Last Starfighter, very old movie, but one of my favorites of all time.
I think that's where I remember it from.
Yeah. Everywhere he turns as the gunner, the controls turn with him, and the MFDs, everything turns with him.
It was also in Star Wars, actually, Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. So exactly. So to me, it seems that there's a couple improvements that can be done there. But I definitely agree with your idea of raycasting, and I think they, in some ways, they're overcomplicating this, and I absolutely detest the snapping up of the weaponry over the hull, because I really feel that the dead zones they're creating on that is just...
The closest example you could have is everybody that owns the game has a developer stand behind them, and whenever they start playing the game wrong, they get slapped upside the back of the head. You're doing it wrong! What? Or they slap your hands away from the keyboard, or they kick your desk over. It's like, no, you're doing it wrong. Play the game the way we wanted to, but you're not making the game the way you want us to play it.
Yeah, held hostage a little bit by bad systems, but hopefully over time they'll refine this and whatnot. I still haven't had a chance to try it yet in Evocati, so I still don't have any updated feedback. And even if I did, I couldn't talk about it. But just to be honest with you, I haven't had a chance to try it yet. Anyway, guys, so that's gonna be about everything.
Enjoy the cars driving past Josh's
Yeah, I know.
house.
This is our special edition of Rush Hour Citizens Corner. Apparently right now, every car in the world and truck and glass-back motorcycle is driving past us. So I think we're going to call this one to a close while we can still not have like a helicopter fly past too or something.
Yeah, thankfully you guys can't hear it, but, you know, cars drive past me all the time, and I always, like, you know, I hover my thing over the mute button, like, are they going to hear it this time?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Surprisingly not.
I live 20 feet off a main road. That's why Lightning and I often record at 2 in the morning. So we can actually
instead of 2 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you next time. Enjoy the car sounds.
Vroom vroom, motherfucker.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. It's some kind of. You were talking about Samuel L. Jackson before, so you know.
That's true. Okay. All right. Bye.